So, I was living my life without a care for anybody else. Nothing mattered. Not my wife, not my kids, not even my family. I only lived for me. When I was deeply entrenched in my narcissism, I thought that was winning. I thought I was smart enough to hide the truth, strong enough to keep the mask on, and stupid enough to believe God would never hold me accountable. But the worst thing that could ever happen to a narcissist isn't God striking us down, it's when he simply walks away. There was a woman I worked with years ago, and in my narcissism, I tried to cheat on my wife with her. We started going out, grabbing food, spending time outside of work, dinners, etc. I just convinced myself that it was leading somewhere sinful. But here's what I couldn't see: she wasn't trying to go along with what I was doing. She was trying to save me in her own way. One day she invited me to church, and I thought, perfect, she's interested, she wants more, which is stupid. But I was blind, stupid, and her intentions were pure. She wanted me to reconnect with God. She wanted me to find my faith again. She was, in that moment, a messenger, but I didn't see her as a messenger. I only saw her as someone I could cheat on my wife with. I had somewhat an attraction to her. I twisted something pure into something evil. Instead of listening, absorbing the messages in church, and asking her why she was trying to get me back to God, I simply got frustrated and angry, and it was taking too long. It wasn't going where I wanted it to go. So I cut her off and I blocked her. I stopped answering her calls, texts, everywhere she was blocked. I rejected her. I rejected the chance that God had given me to come back and see the light. Looking back now, I think she was an attempt from God to bring me back into his light, and I ignored it like an idiot. And here's the truth: when you ignore the messenger, eventually God himself will start ignoring you. And when you ignore God, he stops chasing, he stops trying to help you. This is what happened to me. That's when my life started to unravel. God didn't send lightning bolts. He didn't strike me with, thunder or anything. He didn't punish me, not suddenly. He did something worse. He ignored me right back. He went quiet, and he left me to myself. No more messengers, no more hints, no more guidance. And that silence became my destruction. My marriage collapsed. My family started pulling away. My pride, my ego was starting to dissolve a bit. I had everything I thought I wanted, but nothing mattered. I was never happy. A narcissist can never be happy until they find Jesus. God was no longer there, though. God left the narcissist alone, and I became my own executioner. I destroyed myself and everything around me. That's the truth. I wish I had seen these things sooner. I wish I could go back in time. God sends messages, He sends hints, He gives warnings, signs. If you look for them, He will offer chances to turn your life around. I was chosen by God. Eventually, He did choose to save me. But if you're arrogant enough to reject Him like I did, one day you'll wake up in silence, a cold, empty apartment, all alone with nothing but memories, nothing but ghosts, nothing but old texts, old messages, no guidance, no peace, no presence. And that silence is the loudest punishment of all. So here's my message: don't ignore the signs if God tries to help you. Because if He leaves you alone, that's when the real destruction begins. I lost everything in my life. I had so many opportunities to change, so many chances to turn my life around and go back to faith and go back to God. But this is just the beginning of my story, the beginning of my downfall. God didn't give up on me, thankfully. He would send more signs and more warnings and more help in the future. But first, He made me suffer. He made me lose everything. And then He made me His Savior. He chose me and He helped me, but He took everything away from me so I could be stripped down to nothing and come back to Him. That's what happened to me. Obviously, there's more to this story. I have several of these stories on my channel. Please subscribe if you like my messages, if you like my videos. Even if you don't, still subscribe. It's free, it takes 2 seconds, and it helps me out. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Take care.